So, hi, Larissa. Welcome to the podcast and congratulations on getting to Eurovision this year as one of the songwriters for Ireland's song, Laika Party, that will be performed by Emmy. Now, before we talk about the song and your Eurovision experience so far, we'd like to get to know you a little bit better. Now, we know that you were born and raised in Russia, and you're a singer and songwriter, as well as a classically trained vocalist and pianist. Tell me, how did you end up in Kilbeggan, County Westmeath?
That'll take about a week, I'd say, to talk about this.
Give us the short
A
version.
very short version, anyway. I was living in Moscow. I moved to Moscow in order to grow my career to become more popular. Because I was raised in Ural mountain region of Russia, Republic of Bashkortostan, which is very far. It's 2,000 kilometers from Moscow, and in that republic, I become popular. And then, in order to be well known by whole country, you have to be in a capital. So I moved to capital in the very bad time when it was perestroika only started. It was very hard time and it was difficult. And then in the middle of my battle in there with living and trying to make it, I was at the party of my friend. He is a movie actor, still very popular. And we were in an international restaurant celebrating, and I turned my head and I saw a few fellas speaking English beside me on the table, at the table beside us. So I knew two phrases in English. My name is Larissa, and I love you.
And that's all you needed.
And
Is that all it took? Is that
that's
all it
all
took?
you need to get a farmer. So I invited them to our table, and that's how we met with my husband. He was beside me, and just to shorten it, then 6 months after, I relocated to Ireland and was married. And
Wow,
Wow.
yeah, I know, little Cinderella story.
that's a great
Six
story.
months.
I love that. Hi, my name is Larissa, and I love you. And that's
Well, we had English at school, but it was very basic.
yeah.
Like I would know alphabet and few phrases, that's all, but not much. So well, I had to learn very fast, though.
Okay,
Gosh.
of course, of course. So you married a farmer from Westmeath, and that's how you ended up. Oh, wow. Okay, that's a great story,
I
actually.
know. It's like,
And
You move
yeah,
fast. You move fast. 6 months and
yes.
you're over here. Mother of God. Okay, so you arrive here, Larissa. I think it's 2001, I think you
I
arrived
I
here.
arrived here in 2001 with intention never do music anymore because I was so tired of it, like trying to make it, not making. I was successful enough, but it was hard battle now, I must say. I was writing songs for other singers as well, which is great. They're still on the radios in there, but I was trying to make myself as a singer, and I was a single woman with a little child, so it was tough for me.
Mm,
Yeah.
So
yeah.
I arrived here, nice, lovely country,
Yeah. But that must have been tough,
amazing
actually. Like,
people.
because very different, very,
Yeah.
culturally, economically, socially. Was that tough or how was it to settle
It
in here?
wasn't. No, it wasn't tough. It was tough only because I didn't speak language. That's the
Yeah.
only difficulty was the language barrier. As soon as I start to understand Irish humor, I was just straight into Irish society. So
Yeah.
everything else, I don't think we much different, very similar culturally. And then you see, difference with me was lots of people when they relocated, they kind of always mentally stay in their own country, and they kind of
Ah, okay.
keep with their own people, do their own things, which I never did. I was raised in a multinational family anyway in Russia. My parents were different nationalities, and I moved to Ireland with intention to stay in Ireland. So what I did, I said, okay, I have to integrate
Okay.
and learn the culture, integrate with people. I never really positioned myself like a foreigner. I'm Irish, so I have to do everything Irish way and try to make my life as happy and as Irish as possible. Put
Yeah.
it this way.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well, you're
it's
still
important.
here, so you must be doing a good job, I guess. So
Must be.
Fully
yeah.
integrated.
Yeah. So you mentioned there that you came to Ireland not really with an intention of continuing your music career. However, I would like to know when did that restart for you and how did you get involved in Eurovision?
So what happened then, I decided to be a nice Irish farmer's wife and don't sing many songs and just do
Yes.
homework, which
Go
didn't
to
work.
mass and
It
do
did
all that other stuff,
exactly.
yeah?
I still do actually. I still do,
Good, good, good,
but
yes.
after about a year, I just said, I can't do that. I'm a musician.
Yeah.
You can't stop being a musician suddenly
Yeah.
if you're a
You need the
musician.
creativity.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you're creative, yeah.
Yeah. So I started to work in Tullamore College to do the choir with kids. Kids were loving me. It was great. And bit by bit, they actually helped me to develop language. And then I started to sing churches, weddings, because I am classically trained. So that was the easiest way for me kind of to get myself back into music. And then in 2013, that's 13 years, when I felt comfortable enough, I translated few of my Russian songs into English and I decided to pitch them to other singers. And I went into studio to record demos in Balbriggan with Dave McCune. And when I started to record the songs, I just bursted. I started to write songs more and more. Then the guys who were with me in the studio said, Larissa, you're very good. Why don't you just release this album? Why do you want to pitch to someone else? It's very good. So that's what happened. I released a single, charity single for Christmas in 2013, and then full album, Perfect As I Am, a contemporary album, all my own songs in 2014. And I started to my music career in Ireland. That it's exactly it's nearly more than 10 years now. Yeah, more than 10 years. So I was doing that and trying to promote myself online because that was my intention. I was one of the first doing the live on Facebooks and doing all this online stuff. And then one of the songwriters from Belfast offered me to sing his song, which was a country song. And I never heard the country music before. So I said, I'm not really country singer. He said, well, try, Larissa. Sure, try it. Like, you can't do anything. So I made a piano version of that song and I sent it to him. He sent it to radio stations and it was on the radio a week after. And it's become 100 most downloaded single on iTunes in first week of release. I released it.
Wow.
Okay, wow.
And I said, okay, I live on the farm. I'm a farm girl. Why don't I sing a bit of a country? And I moved into country music.
You live in the country, you may as well sing country.
Yes.
Yeah. So I moved into country music and I started to sing some covers and continued to write songs for myself. Still didn't write to anybody else.
Okay.
And it was a bit of a joke at that stage because everybody was laughing. The country music community, you probably know, it's very small. It's very kind of clanny.
Yeah, tight knit.
And suddenly somebody with Russian accent trying to make it. So,
who does she think she is? The Russian Dolly Parton? That's yeah.
And I wrote the song God Loves the Trier because that's who I was. And that was my next album. And I ended up on nationwide, on Late Late Show, and on few more shows, and that helped me to raise my profile and continue to successfully work as a singer in Ireland. Okay. Right? So just going to skip now. Another 2 albums. I have 4. Yeah, okay. I have 5. I had 4 that time, and kind of started to write in all the different styles, and I always was trying different sort of music, classical and cabaret, all possible styles. And I always was told, Larissa, you shouldn't do that. Like, you stick to country music. If as a singer you have to sing one thing, that's all, which was never my interest. I like to experiment. And 1 year and 8 months ago, I got a message on Facebook inviting, some guy was inviting me to songwriting camp in Spain. And I said to myself, I want a holiday. And it's on the sea. Why don't I just go and just try it? So I ended up on that songwriting camp held by DWB Music, UK publishing company. I wrote 3 very good songs in there. I kind of crashed into this thing. I never done that before. It was very unusual experience, very nerve-wracking, difficult because all the songwriting now is completely different than it used to be. It's not like traditional songwriting where you sit down with lyrics and you write melody and that's your song. No, that's like 4 or 5 people in a room and you have to do little bits of pieces, and it's all has to happen very fast in one day. So I've done well, and that publishing company offered to continue working with me. So I started to co-write very intensely to build up my catalog. By now I have over 100 songs written, and I write about 3-4 songs per week on Zoom with international songwriters, and I go to some camps.
And of course, one of the camps was in Norway.
But you see, the coincidence was that the DWB Music, they specialize in Eurovision and Asian market, 2 markets. So I said, I always liked Eurovision. I always was told that I would be good as a singer for Eurovision. And I tried actually to submit songs a few times. So, yeah, and that's how I find out on internet as well that there is a camp in Rena in Norway for MGP. Not particularly for them, but they would first kind of priorities. They could take the songs from that camp and then we could bring them wherever we want ourselves. And another funny story, I told that before, I don't know, do you know that or not, that I was going to cancel this camp.
Oh.
Because I was told by all of my co-writer friends, it wouldn't be good, the country is not that, it's cold, and there'd be too many people. So I was going to cancel the camp. And I wrote the mail to them. I said, I'm canceling. And they said, it's non-refundable.
That changed your mind.
Yes. Okay.
I said, no, I'm not going to lose the money. So I went.
Thank God you went. And so you went and you wrote the song, obviously, Laika Party, and which was submitted to MGP, but it didn't make the kind of final there. And was it your decision then, or who suggested to submit it for your
It was my decision. Yeah, because I don't give up that easy.
Okay. God loves a trier, as you said.
Exactly.
Yes. So, of course, now we know you submitted it and it deservedly won Eurosong. Were you surprised that the Irish public voted for a song and for Emmy to represent Ireland at Eurovision?
I'm afraid to sound too confident, but honestly, I was not surprised. I had the doubts a little bit because there was a strong competition in there. But when I was submitting, see, there is a reason why I submitted the song. As soon as we wrote it, I know that this is a special song. For the simple reason that it has a few very, very important components for be successful song for Eurovision. First of all, it's lots of hooks. It's not just one hook. There is few hooks in this song. Secondly, it has an amazing story that emotionally connects with people, which is very unusual. Who doesn't like the story about little dog? And number 3, likability of Emmy, because I was writing with her. And I mean, I know that somebody like Emmy, shy, down to earth, very normal girl, Irish would love her. I just know because I live with Irish people for so many years.
Yeah.
Well, you were right.
So you had a good feeling.
I had a good feeling, and then when we were submitting song to, we had to write why we're choosing Ireland, and I wrote in that presentation that I think, and I don't think I know, that Irish are the kindest nation in the world. You're mad about your animals, and like you're very empathic nation. So I said, I think that Ireland will be the best country for this song.
And you were right.
It worked. Yeah, it worked.
Yeah.
It wasn't like 100%, but I just had the feeling that like people will connect when they see Emmy, her like sincerity. She's so sincere. And then she has this sunny energy about her. She like, there is no really big drama. And I think people kind of tired of drama at this stage. They want something a little bit of more positive.
Yeah, she's lovely. She's very nice. And obviously we've spoken to her on the podcast and we really like her, and she's very likable. And she's been doing a great job, I must say, over the past couple of months, promoting the song in the various Eurovision parties and things like that. But I suppose the next stop is Basel. And will you be going? And how do you feel about the chances of qualifying for the final?
So in this case, I have no idea, to be honest, because for a few reasons. First of all, because the second semi-final is a difficult semi-final. lots, as you know, guys, yourself, there are lots of good songs in it, the best songs nearly all in second semi-final.
Yeah.
Then we are at the start of it. I don't know, but I just have a feeling that we might surprise people.
Hopefully, yeah.
What now? You said you kind of have a good feeling. Is there anything in particular, apart from Emmy's likability, the hooks of the song, is there anything else that you think might surprise us?
Well, I'd say there is a staging that we don't know about, isn't it?
That's true. Well, we
Yeah.
don't know about it, but I'm sure you know about it.
Do you know anything about the staging?
Not at all. I know nothing about that.
I don't believe it.
But I don't know. We'll see. But I mean, I was talking to my publishing company. Naturally, I do worry. I want us at least to go through the semi, and anything can happen. We might not. And what he told me, and I think we all have to concentrate on that. He said, Larissa, you have to just think about how many people want to be on your place, in your place. Like you go into Eurovision and Emmy the same. I mean, it's still huge exposure, huge success. Thousands of people were trying to make it.
Absolutely. It's a great achievement, yeah.
So
it is a great achievement.
We have to think positively, but I mean, this is out of control. It's no point to try to worry about this. We hope for the best anyway.
Yeah, absolutely. You have to go and hope for the best and do your best, and I'm sure Emmy will. Now, just go back to the contest again and maybe back to your roots. There is one country that's not going to be in Eurovision this year, and that's your birthplace, Russia. And over the years, obviously, Russia have won the competition, hosted the competition, and gave us many, many, many memorable performances. A personal favorite of mine was Alla Puchacheva in 1997.
Really?
Yes, with Prima Donna.
One of Adrian's favorites.
Yeah, I love that song. She sang it here in Dublin. Would you like to see the country back in the contest in the future? Is it something you thought about, or
not
maybe you
really?
haven't?
You know, honestly, I'm just so long away from Russia, and like my daughter grew up in Ireland, and I stopped. I stopped all my connections. Not because I intentionally wanted to. It just naturally happened that I just stopped connecting to Russia. My parents passed away, both of them, and I stopped going.
You are where you are now. It's all eyes on Emmy and Laika Party.
Yeah. And you won't be alone there in terms of being a songwriter with an Irish connection, because there's yourself, there's Joshua Curran, who's co-written the Armenian song, and there's Ben Pine, who's co-written the Croatian song.
Yeah.
So that's great to see. It's great to see kind of Irish talent represented in the songwriting side of things. But is there any songs at the moment in the contest that you're really liking and that you're looking forward to seeing on stage?
I like lots of them. I listen to the playlist a lot. I think the competition is very, very strong this year. I must say, because of my classical upbringing, I suppose my favorite song would be Austria, because I mean, it's so unusual.
Yes.
I had a very close friend in Russia a long time ago, in my part of Russia actually, who we performed together and wrote songs for him. And he was countertenor. He had this voice. And I kind of have a thing for that. It's very unusual. I hope he will deliver the same performance which is recorded. I don't know. I didn't hear him live.
Yeah, I think he will. I think he'll do a good job at it. I think he will.
Yeah.
But I don't know whether his voice will be able for it. Maybe you would know more than that, because really they're going there this weekend. The rehearsal starts. So, and it's 2 weeks. It's very intensive. So I guess somebody with that type of voice, it's hard on you physically. So I think he will have to look after himself in order to be able to show it off in the
Absolutely.
semi-final. Yeah.
It's important not to over kind of rehearse.
Yeah.
Very important.
And would you ever consider representing Ireland at Eurovision, either as a singer or as a songwriter again?
Do you know what funny? I was getting ready for my concert and I find myself a guitar player, Killian Russell. I didn't know him before. He's only 23, right? And we were practicing and he said to me, Larissa, can you tell me why are you writing songs for other people? Why don't you just sing yourself for Eurovision? That coming from you. I said to him, no, I'm too old. You're not too old, he said to me. So, but honestly, I think I did apply a few times. I think Eurovision getting younger and younger, and you need to be in your 20s to be in Eurovision. I mean, I'm not old, but I'm not 25.
I know.
So
You need to be young and energetic.
I think it's for them. And I mean, I'm quite happy because I already started to write for 2026 before, like, I already went to Norway and wrote 5 songs for Norwegian in Eurovision 2026.
Wow.
And then I'm writing for Irish for next year already. So, I mean, it's very exciting. It's actually better because I see all these people singing my songs.
I think you're kind of hooked.
Absolutely.
Wait till you go to Basel, and I know you're going, and wait till you see the atmosphere there and experience that. I think it's something that takes people by surprise. I think being there is definitely different than viewing it on TV, and I think you're in for a great time. And yes,
and
I
think
a
lovely
you deserve it. Yeah, and I think you deserve it. I think anybody, and I think songwriters should be showcased as well. And I think that's probably something that Eurovision has lost a little of. Traditionally it was always the songwriter, but now it's more about the performance and the TV aspect. So I hope you do. I think you are going to enjoy it, and I think you are going to get hooked. And I think you have the personality. I think that Eurovision. Perfect match for Eurovision.
Do you think so? I can't wait. I can't wait, to be honest.
But we can't wait to meet you there.
Yeah, me too.
And look, last question. Our podcast is called I'm Sorry, 0 Points. And we always ask our guests at the end of each episode, what would you like to give 0 points to? So what's bugging you at the moment, Larissa? Is anything or anyone annoying you? What would you like to give 0 points to?
It can be anything. It can be anything. Yeah.
And the more frivolous and silly, the better.
Yes. Routine, I suppose. 0 points to routine. I don't want any routine. I want break routine. I want everything to be different, and people just break the borders and do unusual stuff. So 0 points to routine.
Oh, that's a
Love
good
that.
one.
That is a good one. Yes, that is a good one, actually.
Larissa, thank you so much for joining us on the podcast. It has been a pleasure to meet you and speak with you and find out a little bit more about you. And we can't wait to hopefully bump into you in Basel. And we wish you and Emmy and the wider team the best of luck.
Thank you so much for having me, guys. I really, really appreciate this now. It's great.